Welcome to the kbbreview podcast. I'm your host, Andy Davies, and this is episode 10 of season 6. But of course, none of that matters because today is a very, very special episode. Over the next 30 minutes or so, we will reveal the shortlist for the kbbreview Retail and Design Awards 2023. The scores are in, they have been counted and verified, and we have the finalists. So I can't possibly do this alone. So joining me today, we have a kbbreview editor, Rebecca Nottingham. Hello, Bex. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
So I've literally finished adding up all the scores about 30 minutes ago, right? Which means I've just handed you the list.
Yep.
You are just seeing that for the first time, but what are your first thoughts?
It's a really strong year again. And, I've seen the entries coming in. And so it's really nice to actually see the list. There's some old favourites, some people that have been there before, and some new names, which is always good for the awards.
Yeah, that's a good split. There's always the old favourites in there, if you like. People are just really, really good. Cream tends to rise to the top in these things, and so lots of names always come through. It's always fantastic to see new names in there, new designers in particular, but also new retailers who have taken the punt. And you know what? It never ceases to amaze me how many people can get into that shortlist at their first time of trying. It just shows that if you're really good and you're strong and you know what you're doing, you've got as much of a chance as anybody. Now, we do need to mention two things about this. First of all, I have just given you that list.
Yes.
Right? So you are just looking at it for the first time.
First look.
Secondly, you are wearing a Christmas jumper.
I am wearing a Christmas jumper.
Because straight after we finish recording this, we're going off on our Christmas do. So if we start rushing it towards the end...
Yeah, that's why.
You'll know there's some mini golf waiting for us.
And a buffet.
And a brown buffet. I believe most of the buffet is brown.
I don't like a buffet that's not brown, to be honest. So.
No. If it hasn't got a sausage roll in it, it's not a buffet.
Not interested.
Right, so basically this is just effectively, I'm warning people in advance, me and you reading out a list.
Yeah, hope you enjoy this podcast, everyone.
It's me and you reading out a list, but it is a very important list, so it's time to get started. Okay, let's get going. And we're going to start with the design categories first. We've got 6 of them. So it's over to you, Bex, for our first reveal.
So these are the finalists in the Kitchen Designer of the Year project cost up to 30,000 category, sponsored by Franca. In alphabetical order, Diane Berry of Diane Berry Kitchens in Manchester, Jane Everett, Naked Kitchens, Fakenham in Norfolk, Hughes Killick of Archispec in Haddington, East Lothian. Apologies if I've completely mispronounced both of the names in that, so we will get it right on the night, I promise. And finally, Matt Podesta of Huckleberry in Netherwinchenden in Buckinghamshire.
Can I just applaud you straight away for how dramatically you did that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, it was a genuine, look, this is a reveal.
That was very test daily.
Oh, well, there you go.
So what are we thinking of that list? I think 2 things pop out at me. One is, okay, yes, Diane Berry's in there. She's a brilliant designer, so you expect her to be there or thereabouts if she's entering. So it's not a surprise to see her in there. It is great to see Hughes Killich. I'm going to say Killich.
Killich.
We will get that right on the night. But as I say, we're just looking at this list for the first time. But fantastic to see him in there because I don't know him at all. So that's fantastic.
No, he's a new name to me.
And if we're going to pick a winner so far, I think in the category of most English-sounding place in the world, I think Netherwinchenden in Buckinghamshire is about as English as it gets.
We've got to go there, haven't we?
Yeah.
And maybe we do a podcast from there, Andy.
Or a Midsummer Murder, one or the other. Okay, let's move on to our next category now. It's my turn. This is the Bathroom Designer of the Year. Project cost up to £10,000. This one's sponsored by Impy, so thank you to them. And here we go in alphabetical order. Timothy Baber from 82 in Bristol. Zoe Curtis from the Tap End in Pontyclun, Cardiff. Was it Cardiff?
Oh.
Shea Khan from Sheraton Interiors in Twickenham. And Rosie Proto from Pier 1 Bathrooms down there in Hove in Sussex. So congratulations to the 4 of you. Bex, what do you think?
Again, there's some names. Timothy Baber's there again, which is great. Shea Khan, but Shea Khan interested in bathrooms, actually. So that's interesting. That's good.
And we have an appearance for the Tap End, which we are holding the event in Cardiff. We'll give you some more information on that later, but a local girl.
Yeah.
A local girl.
Yeah.
Big cheers for her. Okay, what's next?
Next up, we've got the finalists for Kitchen Designer of the Year, project cost 30,000 to 50,000, sponsored by Masterclass. Thanks, Masterclass. And the list is Daniel Allen from Evie Willow in Witney, Oxfordshire, Al Bruce, Olive and Bar, London, Francesca Froggatt from Devol Kitchens, also London. And then we've got Georgie Robbins, Brant Design from Stevenage, Hertfordshire.
That's a very strong list. And I do recommend for that category for people to go and have a look at those pictures when we put them up, because there are some fantastic designs in there. Again, which is brilliant. 4 names, 4 designers I am not familiar with.
I was going to say, don't recognise obviously recognise the company names, but all new designers.
And Francesca Froggatt, what a name that is.
Brilliant.
That's a great name. And Whitney in Oxfordshire, that's up there with Nether Winchenden from Buckinghamshire as the most English place in the world. So congratulations to you 4. Right, moving on, we have the Bathroom Designer of the Year. Project cost at £10,000 to £25,000. This one's sponsored by Sycamore Lighting. Thank you to them. And here we go. Here's the countdown. We have Timothy Baber from 82 in Bristol. Owen Redpath from Redpath Kitchens and Bathrooms in Musselburgh in East Lothian. Elliot Risdon Stapley from Opus Bathrooms in Brighton. And we have Keir Stanford from Keir Designs in London. That's quite a rundown.
Yeah, Timothy's in there again, a very strong designer over the years. Keir Stanford, obviously another name that we've seen before. But again, Owen Redpath and Elliot Risdon Stapley, new names to me.
And what a name that is, Elliot Risdon Stapley. Fantastic. Right, over to you.
Okay, my turn. This is Kitchen Designer of the Year, project cost over 50,000, sponsored by Samsung. Thank you, Samsung. The finalists are Arnold van den Dolder, Arnold's Kitchens in Porthowan, Cornwall. Shere Khan, Sheraton Interiors in London. Katie Lusty, Elementi Cucina in Cardiff. And Hugh Miller of H. Miller Brothers in Liverpool. Another strong list, but also a couple of names that I'm not familiar with.
Well, it's good to see Shere Khan in there again, back in his element there in the kitchen category. Fantastic. Another local Cardiff designer there, also playing the home advantage maybe on the night, who knows? And of course, we have a Scouser in there in Hugh Miller, so straight away he's won everything as far as I'm concerned. But that's another strong category as well. That is going to be really interesting to see which way that one goes, because that is the highest project cost for the kitchen ones. Sometimes, not always, but they are the ones where you get the most spectacular looking places. So let's see what happens. Okay, up next we have the last of our designer categories, and it is the Bathroom Designer of the Year. Project cost over £25,000. This one's sponsored by Ideal Standard. Thank you to them. And here are our alphabetical list. It is Daniela Fantini Griffiths from the Tap End in Pontyclun near Cardiff. Gurnam Sharma from Ripples Solihull, obviously in Solihull. Simon Taylor from Simon Taylor Furniture in Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire, not far from where we are now. And Samantha Watkins McRae from SWM Interiors in London. You know what, that's interesting, isn't it? Because, that's another appearance from the Tap End, and they're doing really
Fantastic,
well.
yep.
And again, Simon Taylor, you would always associate pretty much with kitchens, but here he is with a really, really strong bathroom entry, a bit like Shere Khan earlier on.
Brilliant.
It just shows that diversification is something that's definitely a thing, particularly kitchens into bathrooms. Not so much the other way around, but kitchens into bathrooms is definitely a thing. Right, that is it for the design categories. Congratulations to all of our finalists in them. They will be going forward to stage 2 of the design judging, where they will all have to give a presentation to the judging panels. That's always a good day. So while we pause at this stage, let's give an honourable mention to our Special Achievement Award. It's sponsored by Hansgrohe very kindly, and we reveal the recipient of that on the night at the ceremony. So it's a really important trophy, but there's obviously no shortlist for it to read out. What do you think of the Special Achievement Award, Bex? Because it's one of my favourite on the night, actually. I think it gives us a chance to pick a name out of someone who's really made an impact. But I think one of the things for me is always, it's not a Lifetime Achievement Award, it is a Special Achievement Award. So it could go to anybody.
Absolutely. The reactions from any winner on the night is amazing, and it just shows exactly how much it means to people. But I think this one's really special. I love it when you see the reaction to it, when they start to realise from your speech that it's them, and looks like it quite clearly means the world that they've been recognised. It
is a really nice moment, and like I say, they don't know that they're doing. In fact, one year, do you remember we had to send someone off because the recipient had gone to the toilet? Do you remember?
Yeah.
And someone had to. They just looked at me and shrugged, and I went, "Go and get them, go and get them." And they had to run in and try and explain to him without telling him why he needed to zip up and get back to his seat.
Absolutely.
Okay, on with the next set of finalists. So it's back to you.
So this is the Rising Star of the Year award. Now, just to let you know, this is for people under 30 that are making a real difference to the independent retail company they work for. And it's kindly sponsored by Blum. The first finalist is Lucy Cunliffe of Diane Berry Kitchens in Manchester. Lauren Eade of Rugby Fitted Kitchens in Rugby. Simran Panasar, Junction 2 Interiors, Oldbury in the West Midlands. And Rosie Proto, Pier 1 Bathrooms, Hove in Sussex.
This is a great award because this is really the business leaders of tomorrow type category. They're under 30, and God only knows I wish I still was.
Same.
But having said that, there's absolutely no way I would have won anything when I was under 30 other than the lager drinker of the year. So fair play to them for A, being any good at all under 30, and B, actually getting up for an award. This is absolutely fantastic. I think what's interesting is you have really interesting people as part of that, but you can see the companies that they're from identify new talent and really nurture new talent as well. So it's fantastic. Now, Rosie Proto, of course, if you think back 5 or 10 minutes, is also a finalist in the bathroom designer project cost up to 10 grand category. So she's really making an impact. You can see it there, can't you?
And they have previously won New Retailer of the Year. Really strong and interesting category, that.
Yeah, it's definitely one to watch. Okay, up next we have the Supplier Team of the Year Award, and it's sponsored by KBB Birmingham 2024. Oh my God, that's nearly upon us as well, isn't it?
Scary.
That is frightening. Now we have 6 finalists in this category. This is about suppliers, obviously people who supply the independent KBB retail network, but this is looking specifically at teams of people within those suppliers who are just doing a fantastic job looking after their particular sector of it. So it's very much a people award, this, as opposed to a big corporate award. So here's our finalists. The Armira Sales Team, the Flair UK Customer Support Team, the Miele Training Team, the KUKA Sales Team, the Roper Roads Marketing Communications Team, and the Sycamore LED Technical Department. That's a fantastic rundown. I'll tell you why, because it's not all about sales.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've got technical guys who fix things, you've got the marketing, you've got the customer support, you've got the training, you've got sales. It's a real cross-section of the people that support independent retail.
Yeah, it's who the retailers really look to for that kind of support, isn't it? Yes, it's a great list. Some great companies in there as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Right, over to you.
Next up, we've got the finalists in the Installation Company of the Year category, sponsored by SendTech. Alexander Kitchens in Worthing, Liberty in Dundee, Opus Bathrooms in Brighton, and Simon Taylor Furniture in Aylesbury. So what do you make of that list? And obviously, Simon Taylor Furniture again.
Yeah, he's in there as well. I think it's really interesting that they are... Certainly 2 of them are retailers. I think Liberty does sell some kitchens and stuff as well, but there's 2 sort of retailers with installation arms and then 2 actual installation companies in there, which I think is really important. And of course, they're kitchens and bathrooms. I really like the installation company category because installation is such a massive part of this industry. And if you look at all the design categories and everything, you look at some of the projects, if you look at that through an installer's eye or through the eye of looking for what that must have done to fit it to such high quality, I think it's fantastic. I think they really deserve all the recognition they get.
100%.
Okay, so that's Rising Star of the Year, Supplier Team of the Year, and Installation Company of the Year. 3 big categories there. So let's pause for a moment before we do the last 6 categories to talk about the actual KBB Review Retail and Design Awards event. If you've never been, basically it's a big spectacular black tie do. It is the biggest gathering of the industry in 2023, I think. I can't imagine what would be bigger than that. And it will be held in Cardiff on April the 20th. That's Cardiff on April the 20th. So it starts off with a big ceremony at our venue called The Depot. So we give some special thanks here to our other sponsors, without whom we literally couldn't put that event on. So we've got our welcome drinks reception partner, Hetic, our social media partner, Mia, and our sustainability partners, Bathroom Brands, Incinerator, and the Used Kitchen Exchange. And someone in the room on the night will win an incredible £5,000 courtesy of our grand prize partner, Schluter. That will not be you, Rebecca Nottingham.
Scuppered again by the fact that I work for the company that organises it.
We've got a brown buffet coming, if you remember that.
I'll have to settle for that then, won't I?
Yeah, so you got a mini Scotch egg. All right, the food will be better than that in Cardiff, I promise. So nothing else. It's not a brown buffet.
No.
And then, of course, we have, this is the one you're looking forward to, our legendary KUKA Club after party, which will be held in an actual club in the centre of Cardiff. So as always, a massive thank you to Kuka for that. You'll be glad to know, Bex, that the club is literally opposite our hotel.
That is handy.
Yeah.
Because I always try and wear some high heels to that.
Exactly, me too. So you don't want to miss it. So book your tickets now at kbbreview.com/awards. So that's Cardiff on April the 20th, 2023. Right, we're on the home stretch. So let's reveal our retail category finalists, and it's over to me. So let's find out who's up for the new Kitchen Retailer of the Year. It's sponsored by CDA. We should probably clarify at this point what we think a new retailer is. So it's either a new business that started up within the last 12 months, or it can be an additional business for an existing retailer. It can't just be an expansion of the showroom. It has to be a new business in the next street, the next town, the next road, whatever it may be.
Thanks for the clarification.
That's quite all right. Okay, here we go. We have Et Lorem in Reading. We have the Home Living Group in London. We have Humour Kitchens in London. And we have Modern British in Fareham in Hampshire. Now, I do love the new retailer categories because I always just think, how brave have you got to be to start up a new business, right? Or expand an existing business or whatever it may be. And so I always just think, fair play to you, full stop. But then getting on a shortlist like this, fantastic.
It's like the rising star of the retail sector, isn't it?
It is. I mean, that confuses the hell out of anyone looking at all the categories, but yeah. But yes, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. Okay. So over to you for the next one then.
Okay, I'm up now with the finalists in the new bathroom retailer category, sponsored by Flair Showers. Thanks, Flair. In alphabetical order, we have Bathroom Envy in County Tyrone, Northern Ireland, Quarry Bank Boutique in Cheadlehume, Cheshire, Ripples, Southport, Merseyside, and Village Bathrooms in Uckfield, East Sussex.
Bathroom Envy is a great name for a showroom,
Isn't
isn't it?
it?
That is a great name for a showroom. It deserves to win for that.
It does.
Just for the name. Okay, moving on now. We have the Kitchen Showroom of the Year category. It's sponsored very kindly by Incinerator. And here we go in the alphabetical rundown. KC Design House in Huddersfield. Kitchens Etc. in North Creek in Norfolk. Kitchens by JS Geddes in Kilmarnock. And Solar Kitchens in London. Well, that is the first appearance for Kitchens by JS Geddes. He's properly a stalwart of these awards, as we know. And that Solar Kitchens one is really interesting because that's their new Wigmore Street showroom.
And KC Design House, that's an amazing showroom, but also I'm pleased to see Kitchens Etc. in there.
What's interesting about this is it's a real cross-section of size. You know, you've got some really small show. You know, the Solar Kitchen showroom on Wigmore Street isn't big at all.
And to be honest,
it's beautifully done.
Yeah, the Kitchens Etc. showroom, I think, is similar.
No, so it's fun. And actually, Jim Geddes' showroom is not massive. So it's fantastic to see a proper cross-section of actually quite representative showrooms. That's brilliant.
Here's your list of finalists in the Bathroom Showroom of the Year, sponsored by Vitra. First up, we've got KI Bathroom Interiors in Tillicoultry in Clackmannanshire, Mayflower Bathrooms in Wellington, Somerset, Stone and Chrome in Camberley, Surrey, and Veritas Interiors in Leamington Spa.
I'll tell you what's interesting about that. You have KI Bathroom Interiors, which is obviously part of Kitchens International up in Scotland. So they are really doing very well in their bathroom expansion.
Again, highlighting that diversification.
Kitchen people going into bathrooms, yeah.
The way forward.
Okay, so we're down to our last two categories. These are the big ones. These are the Retailer of the Year categories. So let's really get dramatic with this one. Let's get properly test-daily about it, right? You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, first up, it's Kitchen Retailer of the Year. This is sponsored by Neff, and here are your finalists in alphabetical order. Elgar Kitchens in Hallow in Worcester. Kitchens by JS Geddes in Kilmarnock. Kitchens International in Broxburn. And Lang's in Inverurie in Aberdeenshire. I'll be honest with you, I tried to be dramatic about that, but that's probably the least surprising category.
Yeah, wow. I mean, so that's 3 retailers in Scotland there and 1 in England.
That is the 3 big Scottish retailers, and they're up against each other again. It's so hard, isn't it? Because, I promise you we get loads of entries, but these three are just so strong. They're like the Man City, Liverpool,
Watford, no.
Arsenal of this game. And so it's really hard. But you know what? It's so interesting to see them up against each other. It's going to be really interesting to see who comes out on top in that. But I think the fact that somebody like Elgar can be in there and up against them just shows that, it's not impossible to beat these guys or to get up against these guys to see what happens. As we always say, this isn't about how much money you make. This isn't about how big you are. This is about what you do with what you've got. And I think Elgar's a really good example of that.
Brilliant.
Okay, so it's over to you for the final category. So did you hear how dramatic I was?
I did.
So I need you to be like that as well, okay?
God, pressure's on.
Okay.
So, here are your finalists in the Bathroom Retailer of the Year Award, sponsored by Rocker. Hugo Oliver Bathrooms in London. Callum's Bathrooms, also in London. Lang's in Inverurie. And then Thistle Kitchens and Bathrooms in Aberdeen.
Oh, it's a London-Scotland showdown, that, isn't it? That's like a Scottish independence debate.
You always have to bring politics into this, Andy.
Wow. Although you could probably guess that Thistle Kitchen and Bathrooms are from Scotland before you even said Aberdeen, couldn't you? That's interesting because Thistle's another big KBB business up in Scotland. And this is the first time I think they've entered. I haven't remember seeing them before. So it's going to be really interesting to see where they come up against some of the others.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic rundown.
You've obviously got the big play Lang's that have entered previously, award-winning showroom. But Hugo Oliver Bathrooms, Callum Bathrooms and Thistle Kitchens and Bathrooms, they are new to our awards at least. So really interesting category.
But what's interesting again there is that Lang's are finalists again in both the Kitchen Retailer of the Year and Bathroom Retailer of the Year. And if you remember last year, they did the double, the first time anyone's ever did the double in nearly 30 years of these awards. So let's just see. They are the ones to beat, I think.
Can they do it again?
You never know. Right, that's it. That is our official rundown of the KBB Review Retail and Design Awards 2023 shortlist. You heard it here first. We will be putting this list on the website on Thursday, so you won't be able to see it or cut and paste it before then. So congratulations to all of our finalists. I think that is a really, really strong competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to everyone just making it to this list. That's a real achievement.
It is a real achievement. And let's just reiterate here how we're going to announce the winners. They will be at our fantastic awards ceremony in Cardiff on April the 20th. And so if you want to book your seats, particularly if you're finalists, because you get a couple of seats for free, but if you want to book a whole table, that's fine.
Absolutely.
That's fine by us, isn't it? It's absolutely fine. You need to go to kbbreview.com/awards to make sure you get your tickets. And don't forget, someone in that room, so you might not win an award, Bex, but you might win £5,000. I'm not looking at you for that. You won't win it.
I won't win anything, no.
So congratulations to everybody. Thank you to everyone for entering. We got so many fantastic entries this year. Judging was really, really hard. As I said, I only finished adding them up earlier on. So congratulations, everybody, and good luck.
Good luck, everybody.
More importantly, though, Bex, who's going to win our mini golf?
I'll tell you who isn't, and that's me.
Do you think?
I'm really rubbish.
It's a mini golf, though, isn't it? You never know what's coming at you. It could be a clown's face. It could be a windmill.
It could. Yeah, I don't hold out much hope to me. But, you never know, do you?
If I was a betting man, a Scottish KBB retailer will win it.
Exactly.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everyone. See you in Cardiff.